Hello everyone, my name is Lucy and I'm Teespring's social media manager, and I'd like to welcome everyone to the first episode of Teespring Tips Live. I'm super excited about this. Hope everyone is as well. So I'd like to give a warm welcome to our very first guest, Margaux. She's a creator on Teespring and I'm super excited that she's here with us today. So a bit about the stream and why we started it. I essentially, and Teespring essentially wanted to give a bit more of an insight about how creators use our platform successfully, as well as like giving a bit of inspiration for people to get creating. So yeah, and you know, as everyone is aware, we're all social distancing and, you know, staying at home. So what a better opportunity than now to start creating and perhaps start something new. So without further ado, welcome to Margaux. If you could introduce yourself, Margaux, to everyone watching, tell us a bit about yourself.
Thanks, Lucy. Hi guys, I'm Margaux Pepper. I'm currently social distancing in Chicago. I'm the artist behind Pepper versus Patriarchy, and I do a lot of feminist lettering design, which you can see behind me. A couple of the examples, and I love working on Teespring.
Awesome. Glad to have you with us, Margaux. And what we're going to be talking about today is design process and inspiration. If anyone has used Teespring before, you'll know that you'll need a design to get started. And, you know, with all of that creative freedom, it's kind of hard to decide where to start or like know where to get inspiration from. So hopefully Margaux can give us a bit of an insight into where she gets hers. So the first thing we want to sort of go over is one of your designs. We picked out one of my favorite sort of Margaux's designs. I'll pop it up on the screen now. Hopefully this doesn't go. There we go. Cool. So this is the Girls Support Girls design. If you'd like to just run us through like how you come up with this design and the process.
Yeah. So we were talking about this earlier, and I actually dug through some of my old sketches and craft books, and I found the original. Yeah, it'll look backwards.
I love that.
Yeah, this one I created, I think it was right after the 2016 election, so definitely a lot of, you know, fires lit and inspiration to put some feminist messaging out there. And I think what inspired me around this design was I was just feeling a lot of support and love and community with my female friends, my female coworkers, family members, and I just wanted to celebrate that. So from a process perspective, I usually do a sketch. It doesn't usually look that pretty. That was like probably version 3 or 4. I'll start out maybe like on a receipt or a random piece of paper that I find lying around. I'll do a couple different versions of it, you know, placing the letters differently. I have noticed about myself that I tend to like letters that start at the bottom left and go up. Like you can probably see them in a couple of my designs, which I didn't realize until I had done a couple of them. But I always like to try different placements, see what looks good, and then I'll bring it over from the sketch into digital. I used to, you know, photograph my designs and then try to trace them in Illustrator, but over the last couple of years, I made an investment in myself and got an iPad, which definitely has made the process a bit easier. But yeah, it's definitely, you know, just trial and error, see what works, see what doesn't.
Awesome. It's good to hear like how the process like evolves, and you definitely have a style as well. I've noticed throughout your designs, which I think is really cool. What would you say like your main influences are, and like where does your inspiration for designs come from?
Yeah, I think I spend a lot of time on Instagram. I'm kind of an Instagram addict, so I love just following other lettering artists. Like I'm obsessed with Lauren Tom, Rose Tom, Sweet Tom. She's incredible. Ajay Hogue actually works at the agency that I work at. He is like an incredible letterer. And then, you know, non-lettering things too, like Brie Emery of Design Love Fest has just all these beautiful, you know, colorful, textural, creative images. I think if you're taking in a lot of art and creativity, then that's gonna like fuel you and fuel your ideas. And then, yeah, I think a lot of my work is pun-based. It's feminism, but it's also pun. So my not-so-secret source of information is I look at rhymezone.com a lot, where I have like, I'll have a base of an idea in my head, but I'll really want to, finesse the language and look a bit more clever, and find things that rhyme.
Oh, it's awesome to hear. I feel like you can get like influences from anywhere really, but I'd say like, art and culture, and especially being online a lot, you find so much inspiration from that. So that's
yeah, my bad bitch design actually was inspired by, there was a tweet that came out around the beginning of last year that was like, it was all about celebrating going into the new year. It was like, last year I was a sad bitch, then I was a mad bitch, but now I'm ready to be a mad bitch. And I was like, that just spoke to me. I was like, yes, I am ready to be a bad bitch. Let's do it.
I love that you just wear it proud, loud and proud,
Yeah, that's the one that I probably have the most of in my own personal collection, is I have like 3 different versions of that bitch design.
And I love how you use like your designs across like lots of different types of products as well, like the sports bra and the sweatshirt. Like it's not just about the t-shirts, which I love.
Yeah, I like to be cozy, but I also like boxing. So it's like I want to represent different areas of my life. And one of the biggest things that I like about Teespring and why I joined is there's such a great range of styles and also sizing. I think inclusive sizing is really important, and not a lot of other platforms have that. So that meant a lot to me.
Oh, it's awesome to hear. And in terms of like what sort of tips you would give to someone who's maybe struggling to create like their first design, because that's always, I think that's what a lot of our creators and users struggle with, is like where to get started. What would you give advice to them about?
It can be really scary, but once you get one down, you're just going to be like overflowing with ideas. So I think there are a lot of great tutorials, like Teespring put out tutorials. YouTube has a lot of great, step-by-step things that can help you digitize your design. And, just go for it. Like, I think that the only thing stopping you that's in your way is you. You don't have to have all of the fancy equipment. Like, you could absolutely make an awesome sketch. You don't have to have an iPad. You can do it on paper and upload it to your phone. I think people get really creative with it. Yeah, I think we talked a little bit about like places where you get inspiration. I think, my shower is where I have most of my good ideas. So if you're feeling a design block and you're like, man, I just can't get that right thing, like step away from it and take a break and make sure you're recharging, because I think creativity relies on you feeling, your cup feeling full.
Definitely. Oh, I love that. And, as you said, sometimes it's just once you get started, that's all you really need to do. Like once you get started, like the ideas will start flowing and you won't feel, sometimes the biggest blocker is yourself sometimes, which is,
yeah.
So I think that's a great tip. And a bit more of like a sort of topical question I have is, what sort of advice would you give to someone who's facing a design block whilst like being sort of at home? Like, as we were speaking about, a lot of inspiration comes from culture and art, and while we're at home, it's quite difficult to like go out and about and find that. So what tips would you give to someone who's struggling at home to find design inspiration?
Yeah, that's tough. I feel like I've struggled a little bit with that too, because I think before quarantine, a lot of what I would do is I would plan design based on like an event I had coming up where I wanted something cool to wear that didn't exist. Like for Pride, this came from like I was going to the parade and I wanted something really special. And my good bag design, which I don't think you can see, but that one as well. I designed specifically for Pride, which probably won't happen this year. So that has been difficult. I think one thing that I would recommend is a lot of the design ideas that I've gotten have come from conversations with my friends and my family, who are my main supporters. Like a lot of the people who buy my designs are people that I know. And they've actually given me great suggestions and ideas. So I think it's really cool if you can connect with the people who are supporting you and who love your stuff, because they may have ideas, they may have inspiration to be able to share that you didn't even know about. And then you can create something that makes them feel special and included too.
Yeah, that's a really good tip actually. We always encourage our creators and users to like try and encourage their followers as well to give design suggestions. And if you know, someone's got like a fan and they've like given a design idea and then it gets printed out, like the fan is gonna be like, wow, this is super cool, right?
Yeah.
They see their idea like in real life. So that's a really, really good point. And also, what I would be interested to see what your favorite design is out of all of yours.
That's a good question. I think so. Bad Bitch is the one that speaks to my heart the most, but like this one, this is Princess Feminist, was I think the very first one that I developed. So I think that's probably my ultimate favorite. Also, it's the one I have in a sweatshirt, and I, especially now, I'm like, I want to be cozy all the time. So that's the one that I've definitely been like wearing the most around the house. And I just like, again, I love puns and I love wordplay. So if three things rhyme, that's definitely going to be for me. I think I've also gotten a really good response from that one too. Like I think what makes me the most happy is seeing my design out in the world and on other people. And that's one of the ones where I've definitely seen, you know, people wear that one when they're going out to vote and going to the poll and they'll put a photo with them here tagging in it. And that's been really cool to see the way that people are using them to express themselves.
Definitely. That was your feminist design. It was the first one that I actually saw as well, and it was just so like striking. Like it's simple, but like just having the text and the way it's sort of like laid out, it's just so striking. So I love that one.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, I actually.
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say when we were when I was like looking through and finding my old Girl Support Girls design, I found a couple other like random sketches.
Show us.
But I like this one. Future is Female obviously is a shirt that exists out there, but I had done like a different version of it. And this one, Eat the Patriarchy with a little pig. And I was looking back, and I feel like if your design blocks, like if you do art or you have creative writing path, another great place to look would be in all of your old stuff. Like you might have ideas that you know you created in the past that you totally forgot about that you want to make into something.
Yeah, that's actually a really, really good tip. Like sometimes you have like you sort of put loads of things on paper and then like decide what's good and what isn't, and then you might have forgotten about something that you can then repurpose in the future. So I think that's such a good tip. Okay, maybe I might seeing as we've got some time left, I might see if anyone has any questions who are watching. I don't know.
I think I saw some roll by.
If anyone has a question for Margaux, please go ahead. Let's see. Questions.
Also, hi guys, hi Marissa, hi Don. I see a couple of friends on here too.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, some of my friends and family are watching too. And Teespring
Gotta love the support.
well. Let's see if we've got any good ones on here.
It says the feminist one is my fave. Thank you.
Yeah, it's interesting to look at the comments and see what everyone's saying, right?
Why did I decide to start selling? That one's true.
That's a good question.
That's interesting. Yeah, I never set out when I started doing like these sketches even to make clothing. It wasn't something that I had planned on. I was really interested in lettering, and because it was around 2016, I was doing a lot of like feminist art in general. And I tagged a couple accounts that were feminist related, and someone reached out to me from one of those, which was another platform at the time who asked if I wanted to be a contributing artist. So that's kind of how I got started. And then I went independent relatively recently, and I found Teespring as a really good way to do that for myself. So it kind of happened by accident, but it's been such a good side hustle. Like it's something that, you know, it's not my day job for sure, but it's a great creative outlet, and I feel like it's a part of me now.
Yeah, that's awesome. I've just seen another really good one come up, which says, how do you ensure that you remain authentic when making your designs and ensure that you don't look like you're selling out? which I think is a
Yeah.
good question.
I'm really particular with the designs that I do, so there are a lot that are on the cutting room floor. I think one of the biggest things is I try not to create things that exist other places. So like that futurist female design, I really love, you know, doing the art for it, but I didn't want to create a shirt that said that because there's such an iconic popular one that already exists. Like I think it's really important to, as much as I possibly can, like do some research beforehand and make sure that the thing that I'm making is at least in some way new or different than what I've seen out there before.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think, you know, in terms of selling out, like it's what you're comfortable with, you know, like I do this for me. If it's not fun, I wouldn't do it. I feel the same way about, you know, Instagram in general. I think if you're trying to force designs out of yourself, or you're like, I have to make, you know, something that'll sell, I feel like you're not going to get the right type of response. I think if there's something that speaks to you that you're really passionate about, that's what's going to speak to other people.
Awesome. Yeah. I think, yeah, as you said, it's just about what you're comfortable with, really. And like, as long as you're, you know, enjoying it and you love what you're putting out, that's like the main thing, really.
Yeah, my litmus test is what I wear. I'm like,
yeah, I think that's another really good tip is, you know, if you're creating something that you would wear and that you love and is like represents you, then I feel like that really translates to your followers and, you know, anyone who wants to buy your merch, really. And I think it's super important. Okay, maybe we'll go with one more. This is kind of like related to what we were talking to. Well, this is quite obvious. Do you wear your own designs? Yes. And how easy is it to order samples from Teespring?
Yeah, I mean, it's super easy, especially if you get a couple sales a few days in a row. There's different like milestones you can hit where you can get free samples, which is something that's harder to make that shirt. But yeah, I think it's important if you're trying to promote your designs to have at least a couple of them. You know, some of them I bought because I wanted to make them and I wanted to wear them. But I also make sure that when I do that, I'm using it to do a photo shoot, you know, of myself. Set up the camera on a tripod, you know, I have a little remote. I'll do a little backdrop or a setting and use that, you know, to put it on Instagram, put it on social, and share it out so that people know it's available and so they can go buy it.
Yeah, definitely. I think we always say like samples are like so, you know, important for, you know, because if you order a sample and wear it and your followers can see that, they're, you know, more like, obviously not all about sales, but they're more likely to buy it because they're seeing you wear it yourself and they see that you love it yourself.
And I share a lot of like other people wearing my designs on my page too. Like I feel like people would get sick of seeing just me. And I have, you know, like I do feminist t-shirts, but a lot of men wear my designs too because men can be and should be feminist as well.
Yeah.
And gender non-binary folks and everybody. So I think it's awesome to show, you know, a range of different people, you know, ages, sizes, everybody enjoying their designs on different body types, different, you know, areas of the country where it's cold, where it's not, so that people can kind of envision themselves and see themselves in your designs.
Definitely. Cool. Okay, I think that's enough for the questions. Honestly, you've been amazing, Margaux. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you.
So inspiring. And I hope that everyone else is inspired too. And just one thing I want to call out before like we wrap up is that, you know, there's so many ways to create a design, as we said, and we understand that everyone might not be like a tech whiz or, you know, have the tools or technology or laptop, you know, all the different things that you can use to design. But, you know, you don't necessarily need those tools. You can find there's so many different platforms online where you can make designs. Like there's one called Placeit, which is a really good one that we work with. So I just wanted to call that out for everyone watching, just so that everyone, you know, everyone can make a design. And after I finish the live stream, I'll pop some links into our stories for resources that we've got on our training center, which includes all the different resources and platforms that you can use to create designs.
I might check those out too. That sounds really awesome.
Yeah, we've got so many resources on our blog and training center, so I'll definitely add some of the best ones in our stories after this. And also we wrote a blog post about Margaux as well, so anyone watching who wants to find out more about Margaux and her awesome designs, I'll leave a link to that in our stories too. We also it was for International Women's Day, so it was, you know, we go over definitely like relating to that with your designs.
Feels like a lifetime ago, even though it was just earlier last month.
Yeah.
Awesome. Cool. Yeah, and if you guys have design ideas you want to shoot my way, please feel free. I always love to hear them. And if you do buy a shirt, like, please tag me. I'd love to share a photo of it. It makes me so happy to see you guys enjoying the design. So
awesome.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Margaux. You've been amazing. I really appreciate your patience with the technical difficulties as well.
No worries.
I'm glad we got there in the end. So thank you so much for joining. Thank you to everyone who's been watching. I'm going to make sure that this stream is available to watch afterwards as well, so that everyone can see it if they didn't get a chance to tune in live. But yeah, I think that's everything for today. Thank you, Margaux.
Thanks, everybody.
I'll speak to you soon. Bye,
everyone. All right. Bye.